Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Kyati and today we're gonna have a look at the real estate market in Vienna. As you guys might already know, Purya and I have been living in Vienna for almost our entire life. Vienna has developed into one of the most livable cities in the world, and one of the reasons is the affordable housing situation. How long will it proceed like this? Nobody knows, but that's how investments work, right? So let's get started with pricing. Depends what you're comparing it to. There are cheaper cities in Austria, but none of them have the growth and potential of Vienna. If you compare it with the rest of Europe, no, it's not expensive if you consider its growing popularity. So, how much does it cost to buy an apartment in Vienna? It depends on the district, size, and the condition of the property, of course. If we have a look at this table, we can agree that prices can range from 5,000 to 8,000 euros. Excluding the first district, of course, where the cost per square meter is around 14,000 euros. You might think that 5,000 euros locations are ugly or slums of Vienna. But let me tell you something, we don't really have slums in Vienna. Well, the main reason for lower priced properties is the infrastructure at the location and the historical value. So that depends on whether you have a metro, bus stations, schools, shopping centers or shopping possibilities, and doctors available close to your location. So the next point would be maintenance and other additional monthly costs that you might need to consider before buying an apartment in Vienna. When it comes to maintenance costs, they can range from 2 euros per square meters to around 4 euros. It depends on two factors actually. The older your building is, the higher the maintenance costs, of course. The more amenities your building offers, the more you will pay for maintenance, of course. Having a pool or gym in your building might sound cool, but only if you really use it. Our next point would be the buying costs. Buying an apartment in Vienna comes with site costs, which can range from 7 to 10% of the property. Without an agent, you could end up paying only 7% in legal fees and property transfer tax. If you want to avoid agent costs, which are around 3.6%, then consider buying an apartment that is either sold directly by the builder or sold directly by a private person without an agent. However, hiring an agent when searching for your next home might bring some advantages as they do know the market best. Would I recommend hiring an agent? Why not? Definitely a big yes if you just moved to the city or are even considering buying from abroad, you need a consultant. In this case scenario, having a good agent can be your solution. Moving on to a very important part when buying real estate, financing your apartment. In many countries, you need a good credit score to get a loan, not in Austria. It's slightly different here. The bank will analyze your income and all your expenditures over a period of 3 to 6 months. If you have a good balance between income and expenses and can afford the monthly installments for the loan, the next step the bank will check is how much equity or capital you have. The more equity and securities you can offer to the bank, the better the loan offer will be. However, normally you need a minimum of 10 to 20% purchase price in capital. In some cases, at least 30%. Furthermore, you need a clean credit report. How do I get a clean credit report, you might ask? By paying all your bills and liabilities on time when you're living in Austria. You don't want to get a negative entry in your credit report just because you missed paying your phone bill that was maybe only 10 euros. Which brings me to the point number 5. Motives for buying an apartment in Vienna. Are you planning to do a fixer-upper and resell it, or rent it out, or should it just be a new home for you and your family? Whatever your buying purpose might be, make sure to get informed by an agent about it. Especially important if you're planning to rent out an apartment. I'll give you an example. If you buy an old apartment which was built before 1953, you cannot charge rent as you please. You have to adjust your rent to a regulation called Richtwertmietzins, which makes sure that you don't overcharge your tenants living in an old apartment. These rents are normally way below market average and should be considered wisely. If you're planning to buy a fixer-upper and resell it, you have to consider the capital gain tax, which is 30% of your profit. But like every regulation, there are certain exceptions. So get detailed information before considering this option. So that was it, guys. If this video was helpful to you while you're considering buying apartments in Vienna, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more similar videos. Until then, stay safe and we'll see you next time. Bye!